Music's greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
It kind of takes me back a bit, this song. It's quite funny. And I noticed that when I heard the first initial notes, I started smiling. So obviously I have good connotations with this song, although I can't really remember. Let's talk about the band. They are an English group. They're called Blue, but they had global success. Starting in the year 2000, they originally formed, they were Anthony Costa, Duncan James, Lee Ryan and Simon Webb. And it's quite a funny story of how they ended up being a group. They originally formed in 2000. They released 3 studio albums, All Rise in 2001, which we're talking about now because the song I'm going to play is All Rise, One Love 2002 and Guilty in 2003. All albums peaked at number 1 in the UK, alongside releasing 16 singles over a four-year period. And they worked alongside some amazing artists. I remember them. They did a song with Stevie Wonder. They did a song with Elton John. They even did Lil' Kim. And in 2004, they announced a hiatus and released their compilation album and had a great time with it.
So hold up. You did a track with Lil' Kim?
Yeah, they did.
They did a track with Lil' Kim?
Yeah.
I'm Googling that.
Okay.
I'm Googling that.
He actually brought my mic down. He's like, right, we're off. I'm going, yeah, you find the Lil' Kim track.
Where's that Lil' Kim track?
Right, let me tell you the story of Blue. So basically, it's May 1999. Lee Ryan and Anthony Costa are friends. They're 15, 17 years old. And they were auditioning for a boy band on a British sort of morning programme called This Morning, and Simon Cowell was putting it together, and they auditioned. Ryan made it into the band. Will Young, funnily enough, made it into the band, and he went on to win Pop Idol in 2003 and is his own individual artist. But Costa, Anthony Costa, did not. He wasn't picked by Simon. Anyway, the boy band never took off. Ryan and Costa remained friends. And then in 2000, Costa and another one of his friends, Duncan James, the gorgeous one, decided to form their own band, and they were soon joined by Ryan. So then there's 3 of them. So they said to their manager, Daniel Glatman, Duncan came to see me, Anthony Costa was there. Anthony Costa wanted to be in the music industry. That cracks me up. He's like, yeah, I want to be in the music industry. I'm not hearing passion. Anyway, he wanted to be in the music industry, and they told me that they wanted to do something together. So he asked them if they had anyone in mind, and they said, yeah, Lee Ryan. That's who they wanted to invite in. So the 3 of them came, and then they stood in front of him, and this manager, Daniel Glatman, said, they blew me away with this incredible talent. They were an incredible talent. So you had Ryan, Costa, James, and Glatman saying that they were going to be amazing. Except that he then said, something's missing. We need a 4th member. So they then decided to hold some auditions for this, but it was Ryan's flatmate, Simon Webb, who ended up being the 4th member. Purely because he was Ryan's flatmate. Huh. Honestly, all these kids working hard to be in the music industry and to be part of something so mega as a boy band. And then it's like, oh, you're my flatmate. Do you want a cup of tea? And by the way, do you want to join the band? Unbelievable. Anyway, they started recording their debut album with their new lineup. They released All Rise in May 2001, and it reached number 4 on the UK singles chart. That was the start. They followed it up with Too Close, released in 2001. That peaked at number 1. Then they went to New York City. Now, here's where the story gets kind of a bit ropey and interesting. It's definitely interesting. This is a turn it up moment. They go to New York City to film If You Come Back, the music video for it. And while there, they witnessed the attacks on the World Trade Center. Okay, so they're there, and that happened. The following month, they're being interviewed by a British newspaper, The Sun. And Ryan commented, and get a load of this, Hass, you're going to literally jaw on the floor. This New York thing, this is a direct quote, by the way, and this is not my opinion. This New York thing is being blown out of all proportion. What about whales? They are ignoring animals that are more important. Animals need saving, and that is more important. Now, at this point, the other members of the band tried to stop him, and they were trying to silence Ryan, but he carried on. This caused a huge media backlash and resulted in Blue losing a record deal in the United States, and the rest of the band members campaigned for Ryan to be sacked from the group because he just trashed everything. Despite the backlash, Blue went on to achieve a second number 1 in November with a ballad. The album All Rise was released and reached number 1 over the holidays, and then had 1.3 million copies sold in the UK, and all of it was good. But such a weird thing that this kind of stayed with them. Then they did Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word with Elton John. Do you remember that? And then
Sorry seems to be the hardest word.
Yeah, that one. And they also did, they did Love. Sorry Seems to Be, Elton John. Right, Lil, You Make Me Wanna. Is that with Lil Kim? I'm just trying to find the one for you. Have you found it, by the way?
Yeah, it seems to be the one I know. I don't know if it's clean or no. I don't know. It's Get Down On It featuring Blue and Lil Kim. So I don't know if that's the collaboration with Kool and the Gang. I don't know if that's the only record. That's the only record I could find on the tube.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what it is. Blue and Lil Kim and Kool and the Gang. So they were featured on that record.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
That's the tie-in.
I don't know, it should be... let's take a risk.
Careful. You're playing with fire here.
I know. Hey, what? Remember the song?
Yeah, of course.
Get
It's the
down.
classic.
So, maybe that's them?
I'm not sure I want to hear Blue singing this. I just feel that it's a bit...
Get down on it.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Standing on the wall.
Lil Kim's going to come in and do something really bad.
Yeah.
So up basically from the time they sort of separated, which is early 2000s, they have been doing big get back together tours. It's called the Big Reunion.
Okay.
So it's quite interesting. But they also did the Eurovision Song Contest in 2011. I can't believe they did that.
Wow.
They came in
That's all
11th
information I didn't
place.
know
They got
even
100
about that.
points. Yeah, they did that. But they've been doing this big reunion. Now, this is quite funny. So they were signed up to play at the Hammersmith Apollo. It's not a glamorous location, the Hammersmith Apollo. I used to live around the corner. And it's kind of old and dingy and not massive. But it's all right. Anyway, they were going to see how it goes, and they were supposed to do one night. The tickets sold out in 5 minutes. So then, of course, they added another 3 dates to that particular stint. Obviously, everyone went, money to be made, let's go. Added another 3 dates. And then they ended up doing a UK-wide tour, which they have since done over and over and over again. And the Big Reunion is getting bands from the 90s back together on stage, and they all tour together. So Liberty X, Atomic Kitten, Five, who else?
Atomic Kitten.
Atomic Kitten, yeah. There's loads of them. So they all do this tour together, and Blue is part of that. So they've been making a lot of money from those tours, and every now and then they throw out a compilation album, and they're having an okay time. I can't believe Ryan said that about the Twin Towers. Let's talk about this song before we play it. All Rise. It is Blue's first single, and it's the lead single from the album of the same name, co-written and produced by a Norwegian production team called Stargate. Do you know them, Has?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you would.
Stargate.
Stargate.
I don't know them, but yeah, the name's familiar.
Okay, and they went on to produce several of Blue's others big hits as well between 2001 to 2003. Apparently there's elements in the song from the theme, the Pinchcliffe Grand Prix. Something about they've mixed that in. They previously used another sample. From the hip-hop group Multicycle. Do you know Multicycle? It's a Norwegian hip-hop group.
No. Multicycle. No.
Okay, no, we don't know. Okay, and which is just a massive worldwide hit. It actually broke the band, and it put them in the charts in Europe and Oceania. Peaked at number 4, as I said, in the UK, 3 in Australia, number 1 in New Zealand, number 15 in Ireland, got gold certification, sales of over 400,000 copies, that's in UK alone, and platinum certification exceeding 75,000 copies. So they really had a really, really good time with that. And it's one of the hits that they play if you go and see the Big Reunion. So now, I ask you to rise, everybody, while we enjoy.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.